Not only is it rain that you're seeing from the campus of GMC, but we're also hearing a few rumbles of thunder as well. So we're going to go straight to that storm right now. This is impacting parts of far south Bibb County. So the Macon Airport, the Smiley's Flea Market area has been soaking wet. This is now shifting east into Twiggs County. The tornado threat certainly on the table. We'll give it a medium risk level, but the damaging wind threat is going to be higher than the tornado risk. This is an organized line of storms that will impact everyone, and it's that leading edge that can produce some really nasty wind. Earlier today, the Hurricane Center said, hey, there's about a 40% chance of tropical development. This afternoon, that chance is down to 20%, so we're trending in the right direction. Notice off the west coast of Florida, we've got below average water temperatures. Here's the reason why. That system has been sitting there and festering for a couple of days. In the meantime, it's drawing water from deeper in the ocean up to the surface. It's what we call upwelling. So now the water isn't warm enough to fuel the fire, so to speak. So the atmospheric conditions and the water temperature is not all that conducive for tropical development. Tropical development in May. Since data began back in 1850, there's only been 34 named storms in the month of May. Out of those 34, only 4 have formed in the Gulf of Mexico. The most recent was 1976. So if this storm were to get a name, it would be pretty rare. I'm going to do a quick check here and look at the winds within this, and there are some pockets of brighter green, so we may have some 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts, but so far this doesn't look like a strong or severe storm, something we'll continue to keep an eye on. This is a story we've been talking about all week, the threat for severe weather this weekend, and here we are less than 2 days away. Right now, bringing clouds and rain to Florida, even some severe weather, and some of those storms have now entered South Georgia. I think most of tonight will be dry. It's by tomorrow morning that the rain will begin to fall in Middle Georgia. Good news if you're headed up to Atlanta right now. They are dodging the rain at, well, I looked at this camera 15 minutes ago. Their Mother Nature is ruining it for me. The tarp is out and it's raining. Well, there you go. That's the idea of summer in Middle Georgia right now. I think you'll wake up to the rain Sunday morning. The peak of it is going to be 10 to 12 o'clock. And that will last into early afternoon. We should all be drying out around 5 or 6 in the evening. So with the cold front, you've got this area of low pressure. Coming in from the west will be an area of high pressure. And notice these white lines on the map. These are what we call isobars. They're defined as lines of constant pressure. Well, it's the difference in pressure between that high and this low that creates something called a pressure gradient. That's the change in pressure over distance. That's a very technical explanation to tell you it's going to be windy tomorrow. The green line represents a day in which you'd get a ½ inch of rain. Notice the frequency in which that is happening since 1950 is going down. On the flip side, a blue line, which is 1 inch of rain per day, or even the purple, which is 2 inches of rain per day, that frequency happening is going up since 1950. The takeaway message, we're getting fewer days with smaller rain amounts and more days with large rain amounts. We've got the Atlanta Braves back starting tomorrow. Their homestand could be in jeopardy at times. Mercer Baseball will be back over at Ortho Georgia Park in the coming week. Their games could be in trouble as well. So this is a huge lifestyle impact to your outdoor plans. Now's the time to start coming up with backup plans. Now, this is only half the story. This is what your thermometer shows, but your body interprets the heat a little bit differently. So let's take that 91 in Warner Robins. Well, your body thinks it's 98. This is a forecast rain total for the next 7 days, and you can see the bullseye focusing somewhere between New Orleans and the western panhandle of Florida. And that bullseye would produce over 7 inches of rain from now over the course of the next 7. But let me point out Middle Georgia as well. Folks, we're shaded in red, and that could mean at least 2.5 to another 4 inches of rain from now over the next week. So whether we get a named storm or not, we're looking at an unsettled trend.
3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Whoa! It looks like blue was the lucky lane today.